Oi, bruv, it's Tuesday. Just kidding. It's UFC 286, the main card video. We got the picks and predicts. I'm here with CEO. I'm here with Dano. If you missed the prelims video, hit the channel, go back, check it out. We're jumping right into it. Starting out, first fight of the main card, and it's a banger. We got Marvin Vettori versus Roman Dolidze. Who's going to win? UFC middleweight division, not the highest technical fights. And because of that, I think Marvin Vettori is going to win. All right, we got just angry Marv going in there. I don't think he's going to make the mistake of shooting takedowns on Roman Dolidze. If he does, he could get snatched up. But I think as long as he keeps on the feet, that big block head, I don't see Roman Dolidze knocking him out, really doing too much damage. And once this hits the second round, I think Marvin Vettori starts to take over. You know, a fight that gives me confidence is the Paulo Costa fight. He was able to take some big shots there, keep walking forward, push a pace for 5 rounds. On the other hand, Roman Dolidze, he's low output on the feet because he throws so hard, and then he likes to get it to the ground where he can work that world-class submission game. The problem is the takedowns aren't great, and Marvin Vettori's takedown defense is good enough. So I like Marvin Vettori by decision here. I don't really see him getting the late finish. He doesn't have the hands like that, but he's got the hands enough to win rounds 2 and 3, and that's what I'm banking on here. So I'm going to go Marvin Vettori decision. Dano, give us your thoughts.
I'm with you. I like Vittori decision in this one just because how you were saying Delitse very good on the ground, but Vittori, if you want to go back into his career, he was a very, very good wrestler. And even in grappling clinch scenarios, he was really good. But later on in his career, he kind of fell in love with his hands, fell in love with striking a little bit, and stayed on his feet. So if he can go back to his roots a little bit and be good in those departments, stuff some takedowns, and then keep it up on the feet where he has fallen in love to it and it's fresh in his repertoire. I think that he will succeed against Elite because like Goose was saying, if this is on the feet, it's going to be very tough for Delite to knock Vittori out. I don't think that will happen. So I don't mind a Vittori decision.
Vettori decision 2-0. What do you got, CEO?
All right, man. This one is really tough because Vittori is definitely the better fighter in a sense of like all around cardio, probably fight IQ and even. But Roman Dolidze is a really, really dangerous fucking dude. And when I say that, I know I say that about a lot of guys, but I mean it differently. Roman Dolidze is the kind of guy that's trying to break your arm in an armbar. The kind of guy that's gonna just grab your ankle and snap it. Just really doesn't give a fuck for humanity in a sense. And that's kind of what's been getting him through these fights, getting these finishes. Finishing Jack Hermanson the way he did was just incredible, honestly. And looking at this fight, I think Marvin Vettori has a lot of success when he's able to mix up the takedowns into his striking because he doesn't really have a lot of pop. I mean, Marvin Vettori hasn't really, put a lot of guys, out cold, and at least in recent times. So I'm thinking Roman Dolidze is a live dog here. I think that he's going to find a finish in this fight. I know it's super hard to picture Marvin Vettori going down, but it's not just a punch that I'm banking on. Roman Dolidze can grab anything, and I think that before he gasses, he'll get something done. So, but if this fight enters the second round, I think that it's got Marvin's name stapled on it. So if you want to hit like a live bet, beginning of the second round, Marvin decision would be probably pretty smart. But I'm going to take Dolidze to kind of do something crazy here.
Yeah, Dolidze's got the danger factor, but Vettori might just be the Teflon Don. hit the geek sheet to find out our pick. We're split 2-1 right now. On to a women's flyweight bout. We got Jennifer Maia versus King Casey O'Neill. Back and forth on this one. And seriously, this is one that I was tossing in my head a little bit more than most. I think that Casey O'Neill, however, is going to get it done. A lot of people want to point out her last fight as a negative, but you look at it, Roxanne Modafferi, very game. Okay, she is very underrated for the women's divisions. And let's go to the stats here just to pull it out, because Casey O'Neill in a 3-round fight hit her with 229 shots. Okay, that is a ridiculous output. Very good show of striking. I know she didn't necessarily have the cleanest fight, but Roxanne Modafferi fighting a retirement fight. She's obviously going to have a little extra toughness, be able to walk through a few more shots. And Casey O'Neill was there to put it on her for 3 rounds. You know, she struggled a little bit with the takedowns, actually, which is somewhere that we hadn't seen her have shortcomings. But Jennifer Maia, her takedown offense isn't great. And I think that if anyone's going to push the grappling in this fight, it'll be Casey O'Neill. On the feet, you know, if you're hitting someone 230 times in a night, you're pretty good at that as well. So I'm going to trust Casey to get it done here. Not the most confident pick, especially because Jennifer Maia has looked good in recent bouts. But Casey O'Neill's going to be the pick nonetheless. CEO, what do you got?
I'm on the other side. I know that Goosey's been seeing these female boots crystal clear. I mean, hats off to you, Goose. There's my props. But I am going to fade you in this one. After I just watched Jennifer Maia versus Marina Moroz, I was quickly humbled to the fact that Jennifer Maia isn't really slowing down. She's very good at this age and where she's at in her career. And it takes a certain type of complete fighter to really, really beat her. And I don't know if Casey Neal's going to exactly have it. You know, she hasn't fought in a year now. Her last fight was 2022, and that was a split decision to Roxanne Modafferi, who, yeah, we all know is a tough game opponent, but you're going to a split decision with her a year ago. You're going through an injury, and you're coming back against what we already know is an established, high-ranked woman fighter at this division. So I'm not sold. I think Jennifer Maia is just going to kind of come out here and outclass her. I think it's going to look a lot like the Marina Moroz fight, because I think that Marina and Casey are kind of on the same level in a sense of like they're hungry and they're mean and they get finishes, but there's just a certain level to the game where it's like if you can't get Jennifer Maia down, she's going to just have her crafty way of vet savvy movement around the octagon, and it's just going to confuse you. It's going to get to you. So I'm taking Jennifer Maia by decision in this one, and I'm pretty confident in that. You know, it's hard to fight a girl like this off of a year layoff, you know, especially when you've never seen a girl like this, you know? So I'm all over Jennifer.
Fair play. And shout out to Marina Moroz, first ever UFC fighter to sign with Playboy. Go hit the Geeks interview with her. And Dana, let's hear your thoughts on this fight.
Also, first UFC female fighter to come on the Geeks.
Let's go.
I'm taking Casey O'Neill. But after listening to what CEO said, I'm double taking like a mother. It makes sense, man. It makes a lot of sense. Jennifer Maia going into this, I knew Jennifer Maia was no slouch. I just thought age difference. Casey O'Neill got some momentum going. Younger fighter. Would imagine that she's more head in the game than someone who's been there, done that, kind of on her way out. But CEO totally makes sense. I'm going to stay away from this one, but I'm just throwing in a heavy favorite pick for Casey O'Neill.
Yeah, CEO's confident with Jennifer Maia. Dano, Goosey, unconfident with Casey O'Neill. Do with that what you will. We are on to the next. We got Gunnar Nelson versus Brian Bam Bam Barberena. And styles make fights. And this fight is a stylistic matchup made for Gunnar Nelson. All right. He wants to get it to the ground. He wants to use his jiu-jitsu. We've seen him do that. His last time out, he was a complete wet blanket on the back of I want to get the name right here, of Takashi Saito. All right. He ended up getting the unanimous decision after about over 10 minutes of control time. And Brian Barberena, he will put up a better fight than that. His weakness is the grappling. I wanted to pick Brian Barberena. I think at almost plus 300, he's a decent dog pick for a guy in his kind of prime here, going out, gonna scrap for your money. But when you look at fights like RDA taking him down 4 times isn't bad. The early sub, not great, but the Jason Witt fight really sticks out to me. When Jason Witt's getting 8 takedowns on you and beating you, I don't think that Gunnar Nelson's going to be a much better night out for you. If anything, it's going to get worse for you. So on the feet, slight edge to Barberena. On the ground, big edge to Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar Nelson's going to be the pick. Dano, let's hear it.
Who ain't got jujitsu? I'm taking Gunnar Nelson by sub in this one. I think Gunnar Nelson caught a break here because he was originally supposed to fight Daniel Rodriguez, who is very good in the takedown defense department. And if you get stuck on the feet with D-Rod, especially if you favor the ground game, it's going to be a long night for you. D-Rod's super crisp on the feet. I think that would have been a problem for him. But Brian Barberena is not too crisp. He throws more looping strikes with more power, which I think Gunnar Nelson's going to be able to get into Brian Barberena, avoiding some of those strikes, get some trips down like RDA was doing. I think Brian Barberena is not going to be in the best of shape. He's not usually in the best of shape, so no biggie there. But I just feel like, late notice, a bigger guy, heavy grappling opponent could tire out Brian Barberena, which will lead to a submission later on in the fight. Gunnar Nelson, submission in front of the home crowd.
Solid pick. CEO, finish us off here.
Yeah, I'm not going to go too much into this. Gunnar Nelson, stylistic, dream right here. I mean, Brian Barberena was just chalked up at, what was he, plus 800 against RDA. And that line held to be true. And it's just the matchup. Gunnar Nelson's going to come in here. He's going to get takedowns. He's going to have hella control time. And like Dano said, I like a sub in this fight. I don't like the way that Barberena defends and sprawls. So, you go back and look through Gunnar Nelson's record book. He's got some slick geese on there further. So maybe he'll snatch one up for the gang.
And the field goal is good. Gunnar Nelson 3, Barberena 0. We are on to the co-main event. And what a show this is about to be. We got Justin the Highlight Gaethje versus Rafael Adaman Fiziev. And this is a head versus heart pick. And I'm going to listen to the guy upstairs. Okay, I'm going to pick Rafael Fiziev because it's just, I think on the feet, he's just got too much for him. If Justin Gaethje was going out here fight in and fight out and working the wrestling, giving him something to mix up with, yes, I think that would be his best path to victory. But Rafael Fiziev coming from a Muay Thai background, teaching Muay Thai at Tiger Muay Thai over there in Thailand, you're not going to really catch him with anything he doesn't see coming. And if Gaethje can turn this into a war of attrition and really just see who wants it more, Gaethje's probably going to win that fight. But just the technical ability, the power that Fiziev's going to be hitting him with, I don't think Gaethje's going to have an answer for him. The leg kicks is something that Gaethje struggles with. And I think it's a tough matchup, because Gaethje, more experience, yes, but when you're getting hit 103 times by a guy with Michael Chandler level of striking, worrisome. Oliveira's knocking him down. Oliveira, very good striker, but I think that Fiziev's bringing even a little bit more pop than that. Tony Ferguson hit him 136 times. Dustin Poirier really put it on him. All right, that's the best striker he's fought in the UFC. He got knocked out. Eddie Alvarez, probably second best striker he's fought in the UFC, knocked him out. And Fiziev is going to be up there as well. Is Justin Gaethje tough enough to go all three? I think so, but Fiziev, I wanted to pick Gaethje. The fight I went to was Fiziev versus Bobby Green. One, Bobby Green so sick, but two, Fiziev was there all three. And even though the output does slow down, he's not as technical later on. He's still throwing good pop behind shots. And Gaethje's not just going to be able to run into the pocket and do what he wants. So Fiziev's going to be the pick. I won't be surprised if Gaethje gets the upset here, but the head beat the heart in this one, and I'm going to pick Fiziev. CEO, what's your take?
Yeah, this one hurts the heart. This one hurts the heart. And definitely this is one of those picks where it's like you just gotta shoot it out. I've been saying this pick for weeks. I mean, it's Fiziev all the way. I mean, I hate to say it. I mean, Justin Gaethje in a fight that we know is gonna be a brawl. It's tough to fade him, but dude, Fiziev is that guy on the feet. And unless Justin Gaethje brings out, those D1 wrestling shoes, which is never something to bank on, this is going to be a really, really tough fight for him because Fiziev's like, and this is another thing too, is you were talking about Bobby Green fight. That fight's way back. That's done. He already went 5 rounds with RDA, or whatever it was, 4 rounds, proved that he's got gas tank stuff, all those takedowns. That Fiziev's gone. So we're on to a new Fiziev who has the gas tank for this. This is a 3-round fight. Dude, he's so calculated, man. He's going to find a shot. He's going to find that chin. And it just seems like in almost every Justin Gaethje fight, he starts to lose his legs and do the wobble. This is a guy in Fiziev that if he wobbles or if he even gets flashed, he's going to be met with way more violence, and it's going to be precision. So I'm taking Fiziev by knockout in this fight. I think it's just, honestly, I think it's just super simple. Like if you watch a lot of UFC, if you watch a lot of Rafael Fiziev and you watch a lot of Justin Gaethje, you can put together the two things that are Fiziev is probably one of the best strikers in the division, one of the most calculated, ruthless, damaging, precision, accurate fighters, and Gaethje gets hit like a motherfucker. So haven't seen Fiziev get rocked like that. So that's it's right there. So if Gaethje does it, I'll be mind blown. But I think it's pretty much it's all out there for you. Fiziev KO.
Dano.
I'm totally with you, CEO. I think that this is a tough matchup for Gaethje. I think Fiziev has good defense in the sense of Gaethje's known for bombs, and early on in his career, he was known for monster leg kicks that would just eat up the opponents, and that's Fiziev's game. Dealing with leg kicks and even delivering leg kicks back. That'll be really interesting for me to see the leg kick game in this one. If we want to look back, I know Fiziev throws some looping strikes, but he's also pretty technical with his striking. And he has some good 1-2s. And if you want to look back through Gaethje's career, who's he had the problems with? Poirier, like Goose was saying, super clean boxing. Poirier's known for the straight shots, not really as much looping shots. And then we saw Oliveira put down Gaethje with the 2 coming right down the middle. I think Fiziev, whatever you want to call him, if he can stay clean, if he can stay crisp, he will give Gaethje issues. I think Gaethje's he's just going to have problems everywhere, legs, body, and head with this one. I'm calling a front kick knockout from Fiziev because, like CEO, you were saying how Gaethje gets wobbly, he gets weird, he gets open, but he does thrive in that. So I think if he gets in that state, he's not going to run away from it. He's going to enter it and try and get out of it. But like you guys are saying, Fiziev is too clean, too crisp. And once Gaethje gets in that state, it'll be too late for him, whether that's first round, second round, third round. He's going to be in trouble if he gets in that state, and I think he will. Fiziev's too good. Michael Chandler had an interview, and he was saying Fiziev is one of the best strikers in the UFC. So that gives me a little confidence in that pick. I think he's going to make a statement this weekend, and has been saying for a long time he wants the Gaethje fight. He wants to make a statement, and this is the time for him to do that.
It
Yeah.
definitely seemed like Gaethje did not want this fight for a while, and now it's just like he has to take it, is what it feels like, right?
Yep. Yep. Fiziev by KO is going to be the pick, but just in the highlight reel, Gaethje is always down for a scrap. So going to be a fun one in the co-main. We're on to the main event. All right. It's Edwards Usman 3. And I think Usman wins the rubber match here, fellas. All right. I might be in the minority, even though Usman is in the minus 200. He's a pretty decent favorite. I think we got a little bit of value there because you look at how the fight played out. Edwards isn't known to be that guy to spark guys out cold. It took him setting up a very nice kick, and I'm not going to say it's a fluke because he set up a very nice kick. But with 1 minute left to knock out Kamaru, Kamaru could have coasted to an easy victory. He could have got on the back foot and taken it, and we would be talking about, oh, is Kamaru Usman the greatest welterweight of all time? But instead, he was pushing the fight, and he got caught. All right, we've never seen it happen. Obviously, he's getting up there in age. I think that this will be his last fight. He said in the embedded, he said, why not get her? What about one more time or something? He's mentioned, he's talked about getting out of there. And I think the time is now, but he's going to go out, he's going to get this belt and then retire. He's still that guy. All right. You can question all you want. Is the chin going to be there? Is this, is that? He's proved enough. He got hit with the shot. He's had 7 months off now, 8 months off. And I think he's going to be back ready to go. He literally just has to fight the fight he fought last time. Leon, on the other hand, not at altitude. He probably will have a little bit more gas in the tank, but he's still not going to be that guy to go out, put himself in danger, which is what he really needs to do to get Usman out of there. He kind of fights laid back, very technical style. And if you allow Usman to be the aggressor, he's going to do what he wants in the octagon. And I think that we were about a minute from that, ultimately him getting the win the last time. I think he goes out, he's hungrier than ever, he's super focused, and maybe Leon sparks him, but typically he's not that kind of striker. So I'm going to take Usman in a little bit of question, but I do feel confident. I think you got some value there at minus 225 or whatever it is. So that's my pick. CEO, what do you got for us?
Man, I'm so torn on this one, man, because okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna just say it now. I'm gonna ride Leon. I'm riding Leon. I think that the confidence is going to be the biggest thing in this match. I mean, he's going to be fighting at home, like you said. He's not going to have those altitude problems, and those are real problems. People don't understand what altitude does to people. That stuff will just disintegrate your lungs. All right, you will literally gas out 3 times as fast. So all the small things are in Leon's favor this time. I think confidence is going to be big. I think that Kamaru Usman's body has taken a lot of wear and tear, and I think that was probably one of the worst ways possible, to have a fight end in this point in his career. So, a lot of questions on what he's going to look like coming back. Obviously, his daughter was there, and this is a huge moment for his comeback. So, even anybody who picks Leon is going to look like an idiot, if he loses. But bringing in all the factors, I do think that that Leon's got enough. I mean, he did take down Kamaru Usman for the first time in UFC history last time they fought in the first round, which shows me that with a full gas tank, he's very capable of grappling with Kamaru. So I think that a more dedicated and a Leon that's in front of all his people is just really going to come out and put on a show. That's kind of where I'm leaning in this right off rip. Obviously, Kamaru Usman, he's got problems with his knees and whatnot, and this might be his retirement fight. But I do think that Leon's going to be, at least a put up a really, really competitive fight. So I know the line isn't too crazy. So, Kamaru is probably good value. Like I do agree that Kamaru has value because I do think he should be more of a favorite. But even saying that, I think that Leon's gonna find what he needs to in this fight. So I'm taking Leon, and I'm not even gonna say inside the distance because I do think he might be able to edge out 3 rounds. So I'm just gonna take Leon.
There we go. We're split 1-1. Dano, who you got?
I don't want to be broad on this one because I feel like you were saying, CEO, if you pick Leon and he loses, it's just like what are you doing? Because Usman, it seems like the right pick, but I'm gonna go with Leon, late round finish, TKO. I don't think that we saw what Elevation did to these guys. We saw the Costa Rockhold fight. They were underwater. I mean, look what it did to Romanov. Romanov was dominating and then gassed out and lost and then gained 30 pounds and lost the will to fight in this fight against Volkov. So Elevation does something to people. We have Leon, who I think the kicks will be extremely open in this one, and not necessarily just the head kicks, right? We know about Usman's bad knees. If I feel like if Leon just whoopsh, whoopsh, whip some leg kicks in there, whip some body kicks in there, he's gonna be very wary of the head kicks, right? So we can't bank on another head kick knockout, but we can bet on him hurting Usman. We can bet on him pushing a pace on Usman because that confidence will be there, the hometown will be there. And I think that just Usman, like I said earlier, with Omar Morales and the Chris Duncan fight, once that chin gets knocked, it's tough for it to really be back to what it was. And Usman, he used to be the freaking Michael Myers, just walk you down and just slay his opponents. I think he won't have that dog in him to just walk them down. He might be able to, but I don't think he will. And I'm not even banking on him getting knocked out cold. I mean, Leon's so crisp and so quick. I could see him wobbling Usman, which could lead into some more kicks, which could lead into a flying knee, which could lead even into more punches, ending in a TKO. If Usman wins, props to him. Colby will beat him and hit their rubber match. But I'm going to take Leon late round finish and solidify their storyline between those two.
I got one more thing too. And this is some slander right here. Not really, but this is a little bit of Usman hate. But like, how good really is Usman, bro? Like, look back at his res. Like, he beat Colby Covington twice. What do people think
Good
of Colby
wins.
right
Good
now?
wins.
What do people think of Colby right now? People are saying that Shavkat will run through him. People are saying that Hamzat will beat him. Like, not
Speculation.
the craziest guy right now, right? Then he beat Jorge Masvidal twice. Like, the guy that everyone thinks Gilbert Burns is gonna murder in Miami in a couple weeks, and then Gilbert Burns is the other guy he beat. Who, I mean, yeah, he's a tough guy, but we've all seen everything about Gilbert Burns. Like, guy fights everyone, and he took his title from Tyron Woodley, who got flatlined by Jake Paul. Dude, I mean, his title
Kamaru
reign,
sucks.
dude. Kamaru just really ain't that guy like they say, dog. Like, he's got to beat Leon. He's got to beat Leon, and then even if he retires, I don't think his title run holds up to a lot of other ones. But that's just my 2 cents.
Interesting. Well, Dano brings up a question to ponder as well. Did elevation ruin Alexander Romanov? Either way, it's 2-1. Leon is probably going to be the pick. You're going to have to tune into the Geek Sheet. Hit us on Twitter. Hit us on Instagram. We release these picks. And yeah, that's it. The picks and predicts from what's about to go down in London town at UFC 286. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. We're out.
1 p.m. UK. Get after it early, boys.